Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. It is that time of the year. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2022 makeup favorites. I've been on YouTube for about 8 years now, and every year I always look forward to filming my yearly favorites. It's just a really nice way to wrap up on the year, and also for me, makeup is so special because all my makeup products, it always brings back a certain memory, like it sparks a memory for me. It sparks a season, it takes me back to a certain time. So just wrapping up on the year, looking at all these products, it just makes me feel so joyful. And I'm also filming this on Christmas as well. So I'm feeling a little bit more sentimental talking about these products. You know, I'm just a sentimental girl. But honestly, these products, like my style, my makeup style has changed so much this year. Literally did a 180. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can guess what's going to be in today's video, but before we hop into everything, because I'm filming this on Christmas, I do want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday, a Happy New Year. I do want to thank you guys for all the support you have shown me this year and every other year you've been a subscriber. Truly, all your comments, your support, your likes, everything, it means so much, and I'm wishing you guys all the best for 2023. I love this little community, this little family that we have. Excited to see what 2023 has in store for us. But before we hop into 2023, we gotta wrap up on 2022. Let's hop into my 2022 makeup favorites. So if this is your first yearly favorites of mine that you're watching, the way I like to approach my yearly favorites is based on the products that I've used the most throughout the year. It's not based on the best products that were launched in the year. I know some creators do it like that, but for me, it just makes more sense to talk about products that, you know, are my absolute favorites for the year, my staples. So I'm giving you my staples. So we're gonna go in order of application. So we're gonna start off with primer. The first one is from Good Molecules. It's their silicone-free priming moisturizer. As the name suggests, it is also a moisturizer, so it's like a skincare makeup hybrid. It feels like a moisturizer, and it just gives me that extra hydration that my skin needs, because if you don't want your makeup to flake or to look cakey, you need a hydrated base, and I feel like this primer really just helps me with that. I'm almost done with it, and the good thing with Good Molecules is that it's really affordable. It's so affordable, so this is something I definitely would repurchase. I've been using this for the later half of the year, and I've like literally love it so much. And the other primer I want to mention is from Rare Beauty. This is their Always Optimist Illuminating Primer Base. I do just have a little deluxe sample size, but I definitely would be repurchasing a bigger size. It does remind me a lot of my other favorite primer from Hamish, their Atlas Glow Base. Kind of gives me a similar vibe where it just gives you a really nice sheen to your skin, almost like glass skin, and it just looks really great underneath all of my base products. It's something I really enjoyed using. And then moving on to complexion, onto my base, I will say probably for the first half of the year, this was essentially the only thing that I was wearing on my skin. It's from Tower 28. It's their Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. I wear the shade number 20 Mulholland. This was a gift from my friend Joy. She sent this to me from the US because I can only get Tower 28 on Revolve, and I don't really shop on Revolve that often, so it was really nice of her to send this to me. And like literally ever since she sent it, it was the only thing that I was wearing. I was wearing this almost literally every single day. It gives a really light coverage, but it just evens out your skin tone perfectly, which is what I love, because I'll go in with my high coverage concealer and that will do all the coverage. It just looks great, and it does have that extra SPF. It's not my only SPF, but it's nice to have, you know, a little boost of it in the morning. Overall, it just looks good on the skin. What else more can I say? And I know a lot of people love this as well. I definitely would have finished this if it wasn't for my next favorite. This is the product that I probably was using for the later half of the year. So this was like the beginning of the year to maybe like September, I would say, September, October. And then I got this little guy. This one is from Unleashia, Satin Wear Healthy Green Cushion. I wear the shade 23W, and it's what I'm currently wearing on my skin right now. It's pretty much what I wear almost every single day when I'm going out. It's my favorite. I love how this makes my skin look. Again, it has more like, I would say probably like medium coverage. It has pretty good coverage because it is a cushion, but it's a cushion that doesn't have the sponge. All you do is press it from the side and then product will come out. You take your puff and you dab it onto your skin. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look heavy, but it just does a really great job of evening out my skin tone. I just love the overall finish on my skin at the end. Next, let's move on to concealer, and I just feel a little bit repetitive with this one because probably for the last 5 years that I've been doing yearly favorites, or how many years I've been doing yearly favorites, I've always mentioned this concealer as my favorite concealer, and it has not changed once again. No, maybe next year we'll find a concealer that will beat this one for me. But my absolute favorite concealer is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I use the shade Almond. It's my absolute favorite. I actually have tested quite a few new concealers this year and nothing has topped this. I think Kosas is like a close second, but it's still number 2. This is like my number 1. I just love the coverage it gives. It's the most perfect coverage, but it doesn't look heavy or cakey underneath my eyes. I love the shade Almond because I can use Almond underneath my eyes but also on my scars. It's just a really good match for me. I could be using a really bad base, but as soon as I go in with this concealer, I feel good about my skin. Every time I go with this concealer, I suddenly am like, you know what, maybe my skin's not that bad. Like my skin is looking okay today. This concealer has been my favorite for years and years. This is actually a new bottle. I just got a new one. I think it's my 4th bottle now, so I clearly love this stuff. Just my favorite. I can't get enough of that one. And then I don't have any other concealers I want to mention, but I do have some correctors that I do want to mention. The first one is from NYX Cosmetics. It's their color correcting concealer palette. I'm sure you guys have seen this many times before, but it's definitely not new. This is just a really nice way to approach color correcting because first it's from NYX, very affordable, and you have all of these color correcting shades. As you can see, the salmon pinky shade is the one I use the most for my dark under eyes, but it's just nice to have all of these shades to, you know, play around with makeup. And I actually do have like a mosquito bite on the side of my face. Lucky you can't really see it because of my bangs, but luckily I also have this palette that I can color correct this giant red lump on the side of my face. So I use the green color to help color balance that out, and I think it looks pretty good. This is just a really amazing beginner friendly color correcting palette. Like if you want to color correct but you don't want to invest too much money on makeup right now because you're just like, well, what do I do? What if I don't like it? I would recommend getting the next one. It's very creamy, very easy to blend out. But then my other color correcting product is from Sigma. This one did launch this year. It's their Spectrum Color Correcting Duo. I use the shade light to medium. There are just 2 sort of salmony pink shades in here, and these are also great just for brightening the under eyes. Sometimes I just use this alone and I don't go in with concealer because the coverage on this is actually pretty good. The way it color corrects my dark circles just looks so good, and it's so lightweight. You would think sometimes with color correcting, you're going in with the color corrector and then concealer, it can look too heavy sometimes, but with this it does not. Like it just blends into the skin so well. I would recommend just using your fingers. Alright, moving into the next category, we have powders, and truly I feel like these powders have changed the game for me. Truly have changed the game. Starting off with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in Lavender. Guys. You guys need to get on a lavender powder because New Jeans, if you guys don't know New Jeans, they are a new K-pop group that came out this year. They literally took over South Korea with their songs, and their songs are so good. I love them. And these girls are like really young, okay? So they have like a really youthful look to them, but their makeup artist has shared some of her tips and tricks, and she shares that she uses a lavender powder to help brighten up their skin because the lavender will color balance out a olive or yellow undertone, which I'm very golden, so I was like, let me try this. I got the Fenty Beauty one, and girl, let me tell you, I literally use this every single day. The way it just brightens up my face, it's such a subtle brightness that it does. You know, there's like certain things that you do in your makeup routine that if you don't do it, only you notice and you feel so empty. you feel so empty without it, and this is that product for me. So this is the powder that I use to set my under eyes and pretty much just like the center of my face, because that's where I want it to look most brightened. And the formula of the Fenty Beauty powder I actually really like. I feel like it doesn't emphasize any dry patches, it just looks really nice and smooth. It's just so good. Fenty Beauty, like if I could pinpoint brands that stood out to me this year in my like makeup routine, for real, Fenty Beauty, Flower Nose, we're gonna get to Flower Nose, and let me come back to the third brand, but at the top of my head, Fenty Beauty, Flower Nose. Oh, they just changed my entire makeup style and I've fallen in love with their products. But this powder, girl, you go get it. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to go get it. I don't want to like force you guys to like get anything you don't want to try, because we all have different preferences. But anyway, next powder, another loose powder. I know. This one's just a normal powder, so if you don't want a lavender powder, this one here is from Sigma, also launched this year as well. It's their Soft Focus Setting Powder, and I use this shade of Vanilla Bean. Girl, if you want to look flawless, you want to look matte and soft focus, no pores, this is the powder to get. I would go in between these two, but because I love the lavender color, I use this one more. So if Sigma, if you could come out of the lavender one, I think that would work amazing. A lot of people will go crazy over it because this formula though, it blurs some stuff. It blurs some textures, okay? But the next powder is not a loose powder. Finally, we have a pressed powder. This one is from IT Cosmetics. It's their Bye Bye Pores pressed powder. And this is actually my touch-up powder. So I will take this with the LH Powder Puff. Love this powder puff. Take a bit of this and I'll just touch up my skin. This makes your skin look so airbrushed, okay? I know people don't like describing skin airbrushed because it's unrealistic, which is so true. But on photo, on camera, like it makes your skin look really good. And I just love this as my touch-up powder, my setting powder. Just a great powder. Again, another classic for a reason. Also, I do hope you guys got a drink with you because yeah, like we just talked about base and now we're going on to brows, and I've already been filming for like 23 minutes. But let's keep the ball rolling. We're moving on to brows. Brows honestly have not changed that much. Of course, I gotta mention my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is my favorite. It has been my favorite for years. It's just like an Anastasia Brow Wiz dupe, but for a fraction of the price. So why would you not buy this one? You know what I mean? Why are people still buying the Anastasia one? Don't get me wrong, I bought an Anastasia one this year too, and I love it. But this one is just, it's pretty much the same thing. Less price. Love this one. It's been in my favorites for years and years now. But I also tried this brow pencil from Unleashia. Honestly, Unleashia to me this year as well would be another brand that stood out to me. So Unleashia, this is their Shaper Defining Brow Pencil. It is the most skinniest micro tip brow pencil I have ever used, which I love. When you have no brow hair and you are drawing directly onto your skin, you need something skinny. I don't want no chunky, thick brow pencil. That just does not work for me. I need something very precise, very detailed, and this is it. This is perfect. The only thing is that it's very skinny, which means it's very fragile. So it can just snap on you, and it has. So I would say that's the only con, so just be careful when you're using it. But other than that, it's an amazing brow pencil. Like it does what it needs to do, okay? How can I explain this? And then just lastly for brows, a good old favorite, the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. Classic, a favorite. Every time I use this powder, love how my brows turn out, and how often do I say that I love how my brows turn out, you know? I'm not getting microblading, but I'm getting something a little bit similar, something a little bit more natural looking in January, maybe. We'll see how things go. But anyway, those brow products I really do love. But now to move on to the eyes, I want to start off with my favorite eye primer. For eye primer, I feel like you could use concealer, but this eye primer I really do love, and it's not expensive at all. I think it's about $10. This is from Kaleidos. It's their Tone Activator Eye Primer. This is my second tube. Absolutely love it. It's so thin, so it doesn't like gunk up on the eyes, especially if you have a lot of folds on your eyes, but it has a little bit of a tint to it. So if you dab it out, it really does like cover up the darkness on your lids, and it just works really great as an eye base to enhance the shadow, to make application easier. this is just my favorite eye primer, and it's something that I will definitely keep getting. I absolutely love it. But I guess for the most exciting part of the favorites, I don't know which category is your favorite to watch. I feel like most people would say eyeshadow, so that's what we're moving into right now. And where do I begin? Should I start in order of how my year kind of unfolded? So starting off, this is the 3CE Overtake eyeshadow palette. I don't believe 3CE is 100% cruelty free though. I would say they're probably more so in the gray zone, but this is a palette I purchased thinking they were, but they were not. So I just want to use it up instead of throwing it away. It's in my project pan. As you can see, I've hit pan on multiple shades. It is just that warm tone palette that I feel like everybody would love and need in their collection. I use every single shade, as you can see how much I've hit pan. Like, I don't think I really need to explain how much I love this palette, because you can just see from the pan that I love this palette, you know? But then we move into, I would say, probably like March till June, I purchased the Too Faced Born This Way The Natural Nudes palette, and it was my favorite. I love it. I'm actually wearing the palette on my eyes right now. I feel like it has a really nice neutral colorway to it, but it also has some like rosy tones in there as well. It has a good ratio of mattes to shimmers. The mattes blend out so easily. I love Too Faced's formula, by the way. The metallics are a little bit more satin-like, they're not so foiled, but I do like that for a soft glam look. And just the color story, the colorway, I'm so in love with it. They had another one that came out this year. I think it's called like Sunset something. I forgot what the name was. I kind of want to get that because I love this palette so much, and I literally like, honestly, Too Faced is another brand. Okay, let's roll it back. What was it? Fenty Beauty, Flower Nose, Unleashed, and Too Faced. I think those for me were the it brands for me this year. Yeah. And then somewhere in between May to July, this is the palette that I was wearing. It's from Unleashed. It's their Glitterpedia palette in number 3, all of coral pink. This was the first Glitterpedia palette I got from Unleashed, and from then on it kind of just spiraled. Now I have all 7 of them because I love it that much. These are just so sparkly, so glittery. It was around the time where I was really transitioning my makeup style to something more Douyin style, you could say, more Chinese style, more Asian style like techniques. Love the pinks, all the glitters in here as well. So much different textures and dimension to give on the eyes. But then I guess we move into maybe like August till now. This is the one palette that really just changed everything for me. This brand, it's one of my top 4 brands, Flower Nose. This is the Flower Nose Sweet Canellis eyeshadow palette. It was part of their Strawberry Rococo collection. And when you look at it, yeah, it is a basic neutrals palette, but I'm a basic girl and I love these type of shades. I use all 5 shades in my eye look that I do with it. I have a tutorial with this palette. I'll leave it up in the cards. I'll also add some like b-roll shots and stuff like that. But I use every single shade, all 5 shades, so it's just the perfect everyday palette. I love the formula, just how soft they are, but also this glitter shade, it's the most perfect like eyeshadow topper. It's giving Urban Decay Space Cowboy, but more glittery and sparkly and just so pretty. I absolutely love this palette. Top favorite palette of the year. If I could choose out of all the palettes I just shared, this one is my top favorite. This is the palette I feel like I've used the most. This is the palette that is me. I am this palette. But to finish off with a bang, with a sparkle, this literally also changed my entire makeup game. This is something I wish everybody will have. It is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb Highlighter in How Many Carats. I use this more as an eyeshadow than a highlighter, but it does look really pretty as a highlighter. It is just the most pretty, sparkly, inner corner eyeshadow topper you could ever use. It's more glittery than the Flower Nose one. So when you use the Flower Nose mixed with this, my eyes just look so sparkly. I'm wearing it in my inner corners right now. Like, it's so reflective. And the sparkles, the intensity of sparkles on here is just so amazing. I just feel like no matter your style, like if you're a full glam girl, you will like this. If you're a natural girl, you'll still like this because you can just tap a little on your finger, tap it out all over your eyes, the prettiest sparkle. Like, it will just suit every makeup style. It's so good. It's so perfect. But now I want to move into some other eye products. I got some eyeliners. The first one is from Alicia. This is their Pretty Easy Glitter Stick in number 7 Sheer Skin. So this one, compared to their other glitter sticks, is a little bit more metallic. It doesn't really have a lot of glitter. The other glitter sticks do have more like glitters in it. This one is more of a very foiled metallic eyeshadow, but in an eyeliner, and I use this every day in my inner corners as a base. And this as a base, on top of this, the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb highlighter, it is so reflective, like you'll see me from a mile away. I also am affiliated with a lot of these brands, so I'll have all my affiliate codes down below if you guys want to use that. So with that being said, let's move into another eyeliner. This one also changed my life as well. I'm not like trying to be dramatic here, but makeup, it truly is life-changing. And to my girl Jean, my lovely subscriber, thank you for introducing me to the Can Make Creamy Touch eyeliners, because these truly are the best eyeliners out there. If a brand comes out with an eyeliner that's not like this one from Can Make, I don't want it, because all eyeliners should be like this. My eyes are not big. I need precision and definition, so I need them to be small like this. So with this, you can tightline, you can make your eyeliner, you can make a sharp eyeliner with this. But the thing is, it's so creamy that it just glides into your tightline. It doesn't even transfer in your tightline. What more do you need? What more do you need from an eyeliner? They have beautiful shades, okay? She sent me 4. I already finished 1, and now I have 9. I went on YesStyle and I bought everything. And then I do want to shout out the Glisten Cosmetics water activated eyeliners, because these came in so handy this year. I'll put up some TikToks here that I did throughout the year. All of these looks were using Glisten Cosmetics split liners. They are so good. They're just water activated, so you just dip your brush into water and then go in the product. You get a lot of pigment and color from these, and with the split liners, you are getting 2 colors in one. You can mix them together, make any other color. It's so worth it, and these last you so long. They do not dry out because they're water activated, right? So it's just much better than buying like a felt tip pen eyeliner in multiple colors. These are just the way to go. I use them so much this entire year. I keep the white one in my top drawer. But essentially, those were all of the eye products. We're just now moving into mascara, which I do have 2. First is the My Lash. This is not the brand name. I think it's called Oprah or something like that. I'll obviously have a link down below. This one again was sent to me from my subscriber Jean. Absolutely love this. If you want manga lashes, you can get it with this. It's gonna add so much texture, but it's also gonna lengthen out your lashes as well. I need to find this and get another one because this one is dried out a little bit. But before I was using this, I was using the Hamish Smudge Stop Mascara. That one was my absolute favorite. Love that. I started using their waterproof one, which I do like, but I still prefer the original one. The original is a tubing mascara. I just personally like that more. I'm just showing you the waterproof one now because that's the one I have on hand. But now we're actually moving on to the cheeks. So for the beginning of the half, I was using my Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette, which I was using through my Project Pan. I have now officially panned that entire palette up. It was so lovely to use, and that is actually discontinued. Kaleidos did come out with their Symphony Contour Palettes, which I have been using and I do like. I still prefer the Charisma Contour Palettes one better. I think it's more so of these shades, but I was using that for the majority of the year. And then the other 2 contour bronzer palettes are both from M Cosmetics. I first have their powder bronzer in the shade Slip. This is a really nice like neutral bronzer. It doesn't pull so warm on my skin, which is amazing because I feel like some bronzers can get a little carried away, can look a little too warm. I just haven't really been using bronzer that much this year, so I just wanted to recommend a bronzer that I did like, that I tried from the year. But overall, I really have not been like applying bronzer. Like, I'm not wearing bronzer today, you know, like bronzer is just, it's just not my thing. It hasn't been my thing this year. I'm more of a blush girl, but we'll see in 2023 I might be again. Although I have been using her So Soft contour stick in Terra. This is a cream contour, which is so creamy and so easy to blend out. If you love cream contour, definitely would recommend. But I've been using this actually for my jawline because girlfriend has gained a bit of weight. needs to chisel out the double chin a little bit. And I've been using this every day, literally. I take it on a small brush, drag it along my jawline, bring it down a little bit, and I just feel like this is the one step that if I don't do it, I'm like, something's missing. Something is not right here. So this one, love, love, love. And now for blushes, one of my favorite categories. Taking it back to the beginning of the year, I was always using the Too Faced Love Flush blush in I Will Always Love You. This is such a pretty satin peachy orange blush. It literally is like summer in a blush. It's so, so pretty on the skin. I love this blush so much that I got 3 more shades. I'm just obsessed with them. This shade I also really love too. It's called California Love because it's more of a like nudish blush. So when I don't want too much color on my cheeks, I will always go in with this one. It's so pretty. I know these blushes are hard to find, so I will try find links if I can. If not, I'm so sorry, but these blushes are really, really pretty. If you do want to like a similar dupe or comparison for the Love Flush blush, especially I Will Always Love You, Odin's Eye, this one was another favorite of mine, came out with their Soul Mane Sunlight Love Blusher. I love the shade Serene Luster. It kind of gives off a similar vibe, and even the shade is kind of similar. I would say that the Odin's Eye one is just a little bit more satin-like and more like a blush and highlight hybrid, more say, than like matte, like a blush. But these are so pretty as well. I absolutely love the Soul Mane collection that Odin's Eye came out with this year. But I would say probably my absolute favorite blush of the year, the blush that I can't stop wearing, is again from Flower Nose. This is their Unicorn Embossed Blush in Unripe Peach. You can just see how much I've used this blush. This blush used to have so much beautiful embossment, but obviously I love this blush so much that I finished it up. It's the most perfect like dusty rose. It reminds me a lot of ColourPop Kiss and Tell, which was one of my favorites too. Still a favorite, still on my top drawer. But this one I've just been using every day because it has a really nice like soft matte finish where it kind of blurs out your skin a little bit as well. So on top of like all of my blurring powders, this on top, like my cheeks always look so like flawless, you know? But seriously, this blush has been literally it for me. I absolutely love this one. This is like my absolute favorite of the year. But now moving on to highlight, I have another one from the Odin's Eye Soul Mane collection. This is the Moonlight Feel highlighter. The one I've used the most is actually Lavender Dreams. Whenever I'm doing a purple or blue look, I'll go in with this highlighter. Use it on my nose. It's so, so pretty, so perfect. The embossment on these as well, the packaging. Like seriously, the Odin's Eye Soul Mane collection was a really good collection. But I would say overall, I don't really use highlighter that much either. It's similar to bronze and highlighter, just not really into it. I'm always using this one from Dose of Colors that's in my project pan. This one has been my favorite for years and years. It's in Fuego. It was their collab with Desi and Katie. This has been in my favorites for many years now, still a favorite. It's what I'm wearing on my nose right now, and that's essentially where I apply my highlighter. It's just my nose, so I really don't go in with a lot of highlighter. But if I could choose a highlighter, I would go with the M Cosmetics Sunscape Highlighter in Clarity. This one just gives a beautiful golden sheen. It literally looks like golden hour in a highlight. It is seriously so, so pretty. So if I could choose a highlighter that I've been loving, I would choose the M Cosmetics one, but I haven't been wearing it that much just because I don't really wear highlighter that much. And finally, onto the last category of lips. Let's start from the beginning of the year and see how much I've transitioned to where I am now. So starting off in the beginning of the year, I was always wearing the Unleashia Non-Sticky Dazzle Tint, specifically number 5. This was my favorite. I use it all the time. You can see through the bottle. I'm halfway done with it. Love it. I would say in the beginning of the year, I was really into more glossier finishes. So this one was just like so up my alley. I love the color. It was a shade I was wearing literally all the time. And then after that, I discovered the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Spicy. You can see how much of this product I've used. It's seriously my absolute favorite. Did not expect to love a red gloss as much as I do. I would apply this to the inner rim of my lip just for a great gradient lip, but because of the gloss, it would make your lips look so pouty. And the Tower 28 gloss formula is your lips look so pouty. And the Tower 28 gloss formula is literally my favorite. I don't know why I don't have more shades, but again, I would have to order on Revolve to get more shades. I definitely need to do so, but seriously, Spicy, it's something so unique in your collection because how many red glosses do you have? I feel like a lot of us have like clear or nude glosses, not a red. But I'm telling you, a red gloss will do so much to your lips and it just looks so good. So good. And then we move into my first ColourPop products. These are the Glowing Lips, one of my favorite lip formulas from them, if not my favorite, since it's the only one appearing in today's video. These I wear all year round. They're not in a specific season. These are just my fallback go-to formulas and shades. So my absolute favorite shade is called Lit Jet. It is that really nice peachy terracotta shade. You guys know my type of lip colors. The formula is a hybrid between a lip balm, a lipstick, so you get the comfort and hydration from a lip balm, but the pigmentation from a lipstick. How perfect is that, right? This color is perfection. This formula is perfection. I use this all year round. It doesn't matter like my era or my phase. It's just all year round. And I really do love this shade called La Cienga. This one is my go-to pinky mauve. So if I'm doing something a little bit more cool tone, something a little bit more pinky or blue or purple, this is the lip color I'm wearing. So these two are my favorites. I keep them in my top drawer at all times. I fall back on them all year round. But then let's talk about what's on my lips right now. I was wearing this in my glossy era. I feel like my glossy era was between the start of the year till like August, and then in September I was just like all matte liquid lipstick. But in that era of gloss, I was obsessed with this Flower Nose lip tint in JO2. The way it makes your lips look, like this color specifically is just my lips but better. I wish my lips would always look like this. My lips look so healthy and so glossy, but not too glossy. It's like a nice shine, you know? Kind of like I just put lip balm on. It's so pretty, it's so comfortable, so hydrating. Like, so many things, so many things. When I first got this collection and I was reviewing it, this was in my handbag all the time. It was my absolute favorite. But let's move into probably my most favorite lip product of the year. The one that I'm like scraping the sides. I've used this to its core. It's also from Flower Nose, but it's their Cloud Lip Creams. Specifically the shade S05 Tiny Tulip. It is the most prettiest pink ever. It reminds me of Air Kiss Pink Moon from Kaleido. So matte and velvety. I love how it makes my lips look, but I also love this color as well. This would be my ideal type of color. It just gives a lot of color and life back to my skin. This formula is beautiful, so comfortable, non-dry, makes your lips look so pouty, and every time I wear it, I'm like, wow, I feel like me again. But with that being said, that is all of my 2022 makeup favorites. I've been filming for a little while. I feel like I'm kind of going a little delulu in here because it's quite hot. I'm in a sweater. It is so warm outside, but I got through it. We got through it. Thank you for sticking to the end if you made it to the end. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products. I would love to know. Do we have similar favorites? I feel like we do because I get a lot of comments saying like we have similar tastes, and I'm like, yes, I love to twin with you guys. So let me know if you guys like any of these products, or any of these products like on your wish list that you want to try. Let me know your favorite. I want to know what your favorite was in 2022. Please let me know so I can take it with me into 2023. But seriously, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I feel like it's going to be a super long. I'm gonna try and cut it down, but truly, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go to thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it so much. I love you guys so much. Happy holidays, and I'll go ahead and see you guys in my next video. Bye!